All right, let's flip out. This is a flipped classroom presentation by Emily Hartwick for Grand Canyon University, Tech 561, and then presented for my colleagues. All right, let's figure out first what a flipped classroom is. In the picture, you can see that it's traditional. Students get lectured, have a conversation with the teacher to learn new things, and then they go home and have homework activities they must complete. In a flipped classroom, students, the night before, most teachers do, they'll watch a lecture online and then we'll come in and do classroom activities at more a collaborative level. So this is a great example of how to get students talking again. A flipped classroom has students watch a pre-recorded lecture by their teacher at home. Very important that it's pre-recorded. Students answer a couple of questions and submit them to the teacher to ensure they have watched the video. When students come into the classroom the next day, students already have a basic understanding of the material. Students are then able to work together more during the activities in class. Students are still using technology as a powerful tool, but they're also talking with each other, which is very important. All right, benefits of a flipped classroom. Many people always ask me, okay, well, why? What is it going to do for my kids? How is this going to help me? Well, the purpose of a flipped classroom is to get the teacher from stop leading the students to the desired result, but instead guiding them there and having students figure these things out for themselves. So in our traditional classrooms, the teachers they're standing up there, they're lecturing, they're giving examples, students are working out at their desks by themselves. But in a flipped classroom, the whole purpose is that by the time students get to you, they've already watched it. They already have the basic understanding of what they're supposed to do, which means when they finally come into the classroom, they can apply that knowledge and show others and help others as they go. And if they want to, they can watch and rewatch the video as many times as needed to grasp the concept. Also, this kind of helps with differentiating as they can do more videos or ones for specific students, and then when they get to school the next day, the teacher can truly take the time to meet with those kiddos that don't meet it yet, which is a great way to really differentiate the classroom and meet all of the educational gaps that we have today. All right, so flipped classrooms also are really great for project-based learning or problem-solving based learning. So as students show themselves to be proficient within the flipped classroom model, you can look at different types of project-based learning opportunities. These allow students to create projects that facilitate standard-based learning. It can be quite crazy in there as students kind of figure out their own ownership of their skills or how to work with each other. So it definitely can be something that you'll have to set expectations for. But also it's best just to give students an essential question on why they're doing what they're doing. So why am I completing this project? What is it doing for me? What is not just for an assignment, but for them to know how it's going to help them grow as a person or grow in their knowledge? That's what's important. But then also, why do I need to create this? Or what do I need to figure out to create or to solve the problem? This can work for science, it can work for math, it can work for reading. Either way, it will work. But the whole purpose behind it is to guide the students, not limit their creativity. It's a time for them to shine. But not only that, it's wonderful when students can get together and collaborate together on several different levels. Of course, within anything, there's always pros and cons. All right, so for the pro sides, when you have a flipped classroom, it does give students more control, but it's more centered around their learning, which is also very important. Then it is more time efficient. Most of the teachers that I have talked to that actually use flipped classrooms says that their time in class becomes more valuable and more worth it because students come to school the next day with the basic knowledge of the concept, because even if they weren't 100% sure on it, they've at least seen it. They've at least been exposed to it before they come and see you for the day. So when you then stand up there and use your Smartboard slides or your PowerPoint, whatever, to help finish the knowledge of it before they get a chance to work with their friends over different things, they have a higher likely of a chance of understanding the second time, which is better. Not only that, but it gives students more chances of collaboration because let's admit it, most of our kids want to come to school so they can talk. So let's give them the chance. but make it more worth their time. The con side of this is because students are going home, there could very well be internet issues, digital issues. I can't tell you how many times I have kids come in and say, oh, well, my internet didn't work today, or my computer just all of a sudden shut down because they forgot their charger. Whatever the issue is, sometimes you're going to get that in the morning. So something needs to be in place of how you could deal with that. Not only that, it does make students be on screens more often, but again, we just teach students how technology can be educational. Not only that, you must instill your expectations into your students because you don't want students to have a lack of responsibility and then they go home and they don't watch the video and then they come in the next morning and then they're behind. And not only that, then they're bringing their group down because they don't understand. Or if you wanted them to watch a video and then submit an assignment, they're not done with that either, which is causing them to be behind, which could ruin the group, but then also takes your time more away from other groups. So definitely set those expectations for students to follow through. All right, so here's an example of kind of how this flipped classroom worked in 5th grade. So my suggestion is to start at the beginning of a chapter. Don't start in the middle of one where things are still confusing. Start at the very beginning so that they're able to do it. Next one, even though it's going to take out of your time, and I know how valuable teacher time is, but take the time to pre-record your videos and already have them uploaded, ready to go, so that you're not worrying about submitting something or anything like that, or you forgot. Be on top of it. All right, so secondly, here you go. On Monday, you decide to teach a fraction lesson over multiplying fractions. That Monday is to be a very basic multiplying fractions day. This is how it's done. This is how you multiply. Both of the numerators get multiplied together, both the denominators get multiplied together, and then simplify your answer. It gives students a chance to grasp the concept. You're not looking for 100% completion. You're just getting them a chance to be exposed to it and grasp it. Then that night on Monday, students go home and watch a pre-recorded video of the teacher teaching that same concept, but with a little bit of the next day's concepts. So if the next day is more about, larger numbers or simplifying, that's what the video is going to be with. The teacher's going to teach them, honestly, less than 5 minutes. It doesn't need to be too crazy. But that's it. Just give the students a chance to watch it and then upload an assignment. So most of the time, people who I talk to who've done flipped classrooms always are able to upload things in a learning management system such as Schoology, or there's plenty. So anyway, students will then download their assignment, they'll complete it, and then resubmit it, proving, one, hopefully they've watched the video, and then two, trying to see if they can continue to grasp the concept. They're applying the knowledge they've learned. So then Tuesday, when they come back in, you'll then not redo the lesson, but continue. You'll talk about what the video was, what they should have learned, but then now is the time for students to talk, to apply this knowledge, give them real world problems, give them word problems, give them hands-on activities. This is when you meet all the visual learners' needs, all of your hands-on students' needs, everything. This is the time to do it. Then Tuesday night, they go home, watch another video, and the process continues. It'll go through the whole entire week. Obviously, I know some teachers say, well, I don't give homework on weekends, and that's fine. Then that just says on Friday, you try to end your week, find a way or a stopping point that you can end, and where you can pick it back up on Monday without it being too confusing. All right, small ways to get started. So there is 1.5 million different things on the internet. Exaggeration, but still, there's plenty on the internet for you to use. First, find a recording device that you're familiar with. There's Screencast-O-Matic. A Smartboard has a way that, or a Smartboard Slides has a way that you can record yourself writing on the board, so it doesn't even have to be your face or your body. You can just watch, the students will just watch your hands. Secondly, start out small. Don't do reading, math, and science all and then tell students to go home and watch 3 videos. It's going to confuse them, and not only that, it's going to cause more headaches for you. Start out small. Try just a simple review video or just a simple, hey kids, we're trying this out. I want to make sure you understand what you're doing. Watch this and then do it. A lot of teachers that I know like to include a code word in their videos, like either 2 minutes in or 5 minutes in. Every single time they do a video, it's different. so that's the ending question on the student's assignment that they have to submit. It proves that they've watched it. And by making it random every time, then you don't have students fast forwarding all the way to the end, hear the code word, and then they submit. I also suggest to focus on one subject at a time. Once students understand, okay, this is how math goes. I go home, watch the video, the next day, my homework, they understand completely what to do. Then start implementing it in more subjects if you'd like. Not all subjects have to be flipped to be considered a flipped classroom. Most classrooms that I see only do it for one subject, and that's totally fine. It works out perfect. Secondly, or lastly, go over your expectations constantly. Just as the beginning of the year, we constantly go over what jobs we want done in the classroom, how to walk in the hallway. This is the exact same thing. You don't want students confused. Not only that, but they need to understand, one, you're serious, and two, this is an important part of their learning. As all digital citizens, and as well as your classroom citizens, they need to be responsible for what they're supposed to do. So constantly go over what you expect them to do. All right, I've included 2 links here. The first one is a link that you can definitely comment in there and ask questions. Friends, if I don't see you face to face, then I'll type back and answer the question for you. Not only that, my website down there that I'm creating for this class, you're more than welcome to click on it and go through anything else that I have uploaded that might be helpful for you. Throughout this presentation, I used 3 references. Aceto here definitely gave me a lot of the pros and cons, which is great. But not only that, seeing the cons really helped me go, okay, how could I fix this? Not only that, Krish here and his Nanada is from Emoto, which is also a great teacher site. Talked about how project-based learning and how important it is in the flipped classroom. And then somewhere down here also tells you how important an impact on learner achievement can really help with flipped classrooms. And once again, let me know if you have any questions.